Today I will be filling out my online application form for UK citizenship, and I thought I would take you along the journey with me so you know what to expect. If you're new to my channel, I'm Kat from Kat's Gone Global, and I do videos on moving to the UK, London and travel. This will be a little mini series, so this will cover my online application, the documents that I use to support my citizen application, the UK VCAS biometric appointment process, which will apply for any visas, and also my citizenship ceremony, so you know what to expect. So don't forget to hit that bell notification. If you still haven't applied for your indefinite leave to remain, make sure you check out the video popping up now, which will run through my application process for this. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not an immigration lawyer or an immigration advisor. I make these visa videos so you can understand what to expect and see someone going through it in real life. All of the information based in this application is based on my circumstances, and you will need to tailor it to your circumstances. Okay, so I have filled out a few little sections of the form, but majority of it is like really simple, like fill out your name and things. I haven't got into any of the tough kind of questions yet. So let's switch over to the application form and see what to expect. Okay, answer questions about this application. Completing the form for someone else. I mean, this is pretty easy. Just select whatever you are doing. The next part of the application, which is worth mentioning, is that you need your previous addresses, so last 5 years of history, to enter in here. I just use like my old tenancy agreements and things like that to reference dates. And yeah, you just enter it in. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. It just says previous addresses and enter that. And then once you're done, press save and then keep doing that until you finish all your addresses. Now that I have entered in all my addresses, it's asking me for my gender and relationship type. So I am a female and my relationship is unmarried partner. And that's pretty easy. A bit more interesting now, it's asking me if I am an EEA national, and I'm not, so I'll put no. But it says, are you either an EEA national who has been issued with a permanent resident document, or a family of a member of an EEA national who has been issued with a permanent residency card? So this is if you are European. Then it goes into asking about your nationality, country and date of birth, which is pretty easy, so I won't explain any of this. Next, it asks me if I have an Australian passport, and I put yes, so now I just need to fill out my passport number, so make sure you have your passport with you when you're completing the application. Okay, so the next part of the application asks me whether I have an identity card, and I do not, so save and continue. Do I have any other nationalities? Nope, I am Australian only, but soon to be British. Granted indefinite leave to remain. Yes, I have. Enter the date that your indefinite leave to remain was granted, which was last year. Yeah, next thing is your national insurance number, so make sure you have that to hand. The next question is the Life in the UK test. As a part of my indefinite leave to remain, I took my Life in the UK test, so I've got that all sorted, but not every application to get to this stage requires you to have the Life in the UK test. So if you're one of those people, you need to sit this before submitting your application, and I have done a video about it, which I will put in the description below, so make sure you check that out. The next section's all about whether you can speak English. I don't have a degree, so I put no. And then it says English language test. Have you approved the English language test? And then it will send you to a document that you can have a look at of all the approved test providers and tests that you can do. I am exempt, so there is this document here, say prove your knowledge of English for citizenship and settling, and then you will see nationalities that are exempt from this. So as an Australian citizen here, I don't need to do an English test, so if your country is on here, one less test you have to do. Give details about your first parent. So you need to give details about two of your parents, and It goes into information here. What if you don't have details to both your parents? And so depending on your situation, just fill this out and then save and continue. The next part of your application is your referees. So it gives you a bit of details about your referees, but in my UK citizen document video I will explain a bit more about this, but it gives you some things like they can't be a relative or solicitor. So for example, if I was going through a divorce and I used my divorce lawyer to be a referee, I couldn't do that. Not that I'm married or going through a divorce. And then any other details, and you must have known them for 3 years, and they have to be comfortable giving you their details. So it goes into their title, their given names, their gender, their date of birth, their address, and whether they've lived at the same address for more than 3 years. If they've not lived at the same address for 3 years, then you have to put all the other addresses that they have lived at. Then it asks you for additional details for your first referees. So what's their phone number, their email address, their profession, and if they have a passport, so you need to put their passport details in, and how do you know the referee. Next thing, it asks me, do I have a biometric permit? Yes, I do. If you didn't, then just put something here. So I previously did my application. I didn't have my BRP as a card. It was in my passport. So it was in like my passport here. Me to say, no, I don't have a BRP for my most recent leave. And then I just put no, I didn't have one for my previous day, but now I do, so I can say yes. But that's kind of what you do if you weren't given a BRP card. And then it asked me about my biometric, my BRP card details. Next, it asked me, have I had any previous applications? And I have. I've applied for my indefinite leave to remain and my UK ancestry. So just fill in your details, which will say the name of the application, the date when you applied, the reference number, was this application made in the UK, and were your fingerprints taken as a part of this application. Okay, so the next questions go into asking whether I have had previous partners. So if I've been married and are in a civil partnership. Do I have children with another partner? No. Am I currently employed? Yes. And then it goes into employment details, so just fill out all of this information here. So next it goes into the arrival in the UK. So to meet this requirement, you must have lived here for the qualifying period. So I have lived here for 5 years, actually more than that. I've lived here for 6 years, and then I've not spent more than 270 days or 455 days in a 5-year period, and in the last 12 months I've not been out of the country more than 90 days, which is correct. And then when did you first arrive in the UK and what airport? Okay, trips outside the UK. Press yes if you have. And then you can see details of the trips outside. So I've just done one. So the next one I will do is Romania. And the reason why I visited was for work. And then the dates, I went from the 20th of May to the 23rd of May 2019. And then just save and continue, and then keep repeating until you finish all of your trips. One of the things that my friend did wrong when he was filling in his application is that he accidentally put like 2035 or whatever or something, and it showed that he had like over 4,000 days outside the country. There is no verification, so if I put 1990, it still allows me to enter that date. So just make sure that you check that it's the right date and year in your application, otherwise it will show that you've had way too many days outside. But his application was still approved, even though he did that. Hopefully that's given you an idea of what you need to prepare for your application. There's quite a lot of information that you need available to do it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll happily answer them. And make sure that you hit the notification bell, because I will be doing a video on the documents that you need and the biometric process. So the little bell will notify you when those videos come out, just so that you have some more information to support your application process. Until next time, guys, make sure that you click on one of the cards popping up to see more videos like this.